This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. Today I'm going on a thrift shopping trip because what's better to do on a gloomy rainy day than a little bit of thrift shopping, or op shopping as we call it here in Australia. And so I thought I'd pick up the camera and bring you along with me and yeah, let's go and see what we can find today. So while I share a little look at my day of thrifting, I thought I'd also share my 5 best tips for thrifting if the thought of it completely overwhelms you. Tip number 1 is to keep a list on your phone of your dream finds. Having a list of things you're looking for and actually need can really help to keep you focused while thrifting, especially because it can be very easy to get overwhelmed by the sheer volume of stuff packed into each store. I also find having a list helps me to not end up coming home with a heap of random stuff just because it's cheap. Be as specific as you like with your list. I have broad topics on mine such as fabric and knitting patterns, as well as more specific items such as rattan, lampshades and vintage Laura Ashley dresses. Tip number 2 is to give yourself a good amount of time in each store. Thrifting is not a quick activity, and to be able to sift through all of the junk properly to find the hidden gems, it takes a good amount of time and patience. Tip 3 is to check the quality of the items before bringing them home. It's always a good idea to give each item a quick check to see whether or not there's anything wrong with it. With fabric, make sure to check for stains, and with clothing, I always double check to make sure the zips are working and that there are no hidden tears anywhere. Tip number 4 is to check every section thoroughly. Sometimes I find the best fabric pieces in the pajama section or the cutest t-shirt in the menswear section. If you've made the effort to go into the store, then you may as well make sure you check out everything, as you never know what treasures might be hiding in the strangest of places. And my final tip for thrifting is to be picky. Really question whether you actually love the thing you found and whether you can see it in your space or your wardrobe, as again, this will hopefully stop you coming home with a lot of stuff you won't use and that you will end up just donating back to the thrift store next time. Usually I'll fill my basket at the store, and then before checking out, I'll go through all the items I've found and decide what is actually worth taking home, and then just put the rest back. My rule of thumb is it's definitely better to go home with a couple of quality items than with a whole heap of junk. Okay, so I'm back from a very successful thrift shopping trip. I managed to find a lot of fabrics and a lot of random miscellaneous type items that I'm actually really excited about. Before I get in and share what I found though, let's take a quick moment to talk about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence and launch your passion project. Whether you'd like to start making and selling your own products, create a beautiful portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind, you can make your dream website all by yourself with Squarespace. You simply select from their range of beautifully designed templates, and then you can change up the template as much or as little as you like to create your dream website and run your business smoothly. When I first decided I wanted a website of my own back in 2016, I was so excited to find Squarespace because they honestly just made the whole process of creating my dream website so stress-free and easy. I had a very clear idea of what I wanted my website to have, and literally in just one afternoon I was able to add all of these features that I wanted directly onto my website, all by myself, no knowledge or background needed in coding whatsoever. What I also really appreciated about Squarespace is the fact that they didn't take a commission of anything I sold. You instead just pay a fixed monthly fee, which when you're selling products, those commission fees can really stack up very quickly and come out of nowhere. And even now, just knowing I have a fixed monthly fee gives me so much peace of mind and is perfect for a small business like mine. So if you'd like to give Squarespace a try for yourself, then I totally recommend you go to squarespace.com and take advantage of their free trial so you can really test out just how easy it is to use for yourself. And then when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, head to squarespace.com/roseryapparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for being an amazing supporter of this channel, and let's get into the thrift haul. So first up, I thought I'd go through all of the fabric bits I found because there are quite a few to get through. First, I found this thing that I'm not exactly sure what it is. It was kind of in the baby linen section, so I'm not sure if it's like a cot valance or something to do with cots. I'm not 100% sure, but I was so drawn to the fabric. It's got the tiniest little rose print on it. It is so lovely. It's also got all of this lace trimming on it, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I think there are a lot nicer lace trimmings out there, but it was the fabric that made me pick this piece up, and it's actually a pretty sizable piece of fabric as well. But yeah, I was super happy to find this. This was one of the first finds of the day, and this piece cost me $3, which is an absolute bargain. Next, I have a tablecloth, again in the most adorable floral print. This one has kind of a like orangey kind of shade to it, and the print itself is really subtle. Like, it's a very busy print, but it's not bright and bold. The subdued colors really tone down the busyness of the print, and I think it works so nicely. It's actually a round tablecloth, which I would prefer it if it was rectangle because I think I'd have a lot more fabric there, but it's still a massive tablecloth though, so there's a couple of meters there at least. This piece cost $7, which again isn't too bad for the amount of fabric I've got here. And I just think the print is just so nice, and even from far away looking in the camera screen now, it's just such a lovely print, and I was very excited when I spotted this. The next three pieces I found I picked up specifically for sewing kits. So if you saw my behind the brand video a few weeks ago, then you will know that I'm currently looking for more recycled fabrics to create a new batch of sewing kits. The first one is this stunning plaid fabric in kind of like a sage green tone. The quality of this fabric is just so nice. It's definitely got a linen feel to it. I reckon it's a linen cotton blend. I haven't actually found the tag yet, so I don't know exactly what the composition is, but it just feels so nice. And linen and cotton are two of my favorite fabrics to work with, and so when I can find good quality fabric like this at the op shop, I get very excited. I also think the plaid print is lovely as well. It's like a little bit of a different take on gingham. A dress made out of this fabric will give the ultimate picnic vibes. Next, I have two bed sheets in the same print. I get really excited when I find vintage bed sheets because they have such unique prints to them, and the quality of them is just so unlike the quality of bed sheets today. There's just something so crisp and nice about them. This one is 100% cotton too, which is really exciting. Again, I love a good cotton fabric. And even though I've picked up a lot of vintage bed sheets in my time, I've never stumbled upon this particular print before. Again, it's got quite a lovely green shade to it, and it's also got a really subtle floral print with these pops of bigger peachier toned florals, which I just think is really nice. And again, this is going to make up such a beautiful dress, and I was very excited to be able to find two of the same sheet, which means I can make two sewing kits out of these fabrics. And the last fabric I have is this Rosery pink bed sheet. I always try to find a bunch of Rosery pink sheets because I like having a sewing kit with the Rosery pink aesthetic, I guess. Oh, one last kind of fabric piece I have to share is this stunning tablecloth. I have a tablecloth obsession, I've realized. Every time I see a tablecloth with a unique design, I can't help myself. I just have to pick them up, and it's just got such a stunning design on it. I love the lacy details along the edge and in the center of the tablecloth as well. This would make such a lovely summery top, or I might even end up keeping it the way it is and use it in a quilt or something. There's so many possibilities with a piece like this, and I'm so excited to have found something so lovely. Okay, so now onto the more kind of miscellaneous type items. Firstly, I picked up this wine rack. I've kind of been on the lookout for a wine rack like this because this year I actually have started my own wine cellar. Basically, this year, because I turned 30, I realized that by the time I'm 40, I want to only be drinking good wine. And I figured the best way to go about that is to start buying cheaper bottles of wine and actually cellaring them for up to 10 years. That way they can mature in their flavor and be just super delicious. For at least the first few years, I think a 12 bottle rack will be more than enough space to store all my wines, but I'm really excited about it. It's like a fun new hobby, and it's going to be nice to get to my 40s and be able to drink really good wine. The next find that I'm probably most excited about is this adorable pie dish. I have been on the hunt for a pie dish like this for the longest time. I love making pies, but I've not had a decent pie dish to be able to make my pies. And then I was instantly drawn to this one because of the color. Like, it is just so different. It's such a lovely caramelly brown. It kind of almost reminds me of a pie just on its own. And then when I flipped it over to see the make, I saw it was made in Japan, which I just found really exciting because I love Japan. I love Japan craftsmanship. And so to have a pie dish that was originally made in Japan is just the perfect addition to my kitchen. Another random find of the day is this, I don't even know what you'd call it. It's just like a grid material that you can make latch hook designs on. It's very similar to the kind of fabric you make cross stitches with, except it's a lot more sturdier and the squares, the grids, are a lot wider. And the reason I picked this up is because I really want to start making some latch hooked artworks or latch hooked rugs. When I was a kid, I went through this phase where I was making latch hooked designs, and my mum actually gave me a latch hook the other day just because I mentioned it, and she's like, oh, I've got a latch hook if you want to experiment with it again. And then I found a whole heap of this at the op shop, and so decided to pick up a roll for myself. This particular op shop has gotten ridiculously expensive over the last few months. I think I mentioned it in my last thrift with me, but if you were to buy a dress there now, it's like nothing less than $20. Most of them are around the $30 to $50 mark, which is very steep. And this piece cost $8, which was pretty dear, I think. But out of the whole batch that were there, this was the most affordable, so I decided to pick it up because, yeah, I'd be keen to give latch hooking a go again, and I think it could be a fun little craft project one day. And the last couple of items I have to show you are a few patterns. The first one I'm super excited about is this old Vogue pattern. It's Vogue 8826, and it has a whole heap of smocking in the pattern, which, if you don't already know, I have gotten into smocking in a really big way, and I'm trying to figure out ways I can implement smocking into my clothes. So when I saw this pattern that had smocking along the front of the dress and in the sleeve as well, I decided to pick it up because it would give me a good idea on how much fabric I'll need for projects like this, and also give me some pattern pieces to like work with. It's actually quite a cute design. Like, it reminds me of a really big oversized tent dress, which are kind of really on trend at the moment. And yeah, ultimately I just thought it would be a great way to get some ideas on how to implement smocking into my own garments. And then lastly, I just have two knitting patterns. I love collecting vintage knitting patterns, and you can really find some beautiful designs when you have a bit of a flick through. I actually found both of these at the same shop, so yeah, I was very lucky because the rest of the shops I went to, I didn't find any knitting patterns that were worth taking home. But this one here I actually like because of the vest on the front. I really love the look of a knitted vest with dresses at the moment. I haven't actually got a vest in my wardrobe like this, so I thought maybe I might have a go at making a vest similar to the one here on the front. I also think the rest of the designs in this pattern are super lovely. They each have a really different kind of texture to them. And then this one, which I'm really excited about, is an 8-ply pattern, and the majority of the yarn I have in my stash is 8-ply, so I feel like I will be able to use some of that yarn up with this pattern. What I really liked about this one is that it kind of has a really lovely scalloped design to it, and I love the fact that this one's striped as well, so I could use a couple of different yarns to create a really nice design, and it's literally just one sheet. There's only one pattern in this little booklet. So that is everything I found while thrifting today. I'm super happy and very excited about all of these items. If you'd like to know more about the sewing kits and when they'll be available, then make sure you're following me on Instagram or sign up to my newsletter to be the first to know when they're going to be live, and let me know in the comments below which find is your favorite. Like I said, I think mine's the pie dish. I'm just so excited about it. It's such a cute dish and I'm very excited to make some pumpkin pie. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot to me if you could give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more sewing type videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and I'll see you in the next video.